Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Sigval here and welcome back to another video. So yesterday I opened the few chests to get Batwoman the Drowned at higher star rating, both on my main and my secondary account, and on the secondary account we did not get any shards, but on the main account we managed to get her from 4 stars to 6 stars. And some of you in the comments were like, take her for a test drive, compare it to the damage we did previously with a 4 star to see how much improvement there is from 4 stars to 6 stars, and that's honestly not a bad idea, so that's exactly what we're gonna do. And this character, generally speaking, it's very strong from low star ratings. She's gonna be insane at any star rating, but she gets so much better at higher star ratings because she basically triple benefits from it. Because you're gonna get a higher level on this passive, which gives you more damage against the enemy that has infection stacked. You're gonna get a higher level in this passive, which gives you a higher scaling for your hazard dot damage, and also you get a higher level on this, which gives her more damage and at the same time more damage for dark metal teammates, and that includes herself. So she's got a lot going for her for higher star rating. The teams that I'm gonna be using in both fights are gonna be first of all before 6 stars, and then after 6 stars. She was 4 stars previously, and the artifacts that are gonna be used for both fights are gonna be Dark Metal cards on her at level 6, and with Dark Metal cards at level 6, she's gonna have high enough crit damage. Could be a little bit better, but high enough crit damage. And the other two characters are gonna be in both fights the Batman Laughs and the Jon Stewart Green Lantern, and they're gonna have a level 6 Nora Snow Globe and a level 5 Thermal Gloves. Now I did do in the past more damage than I will do in both fights with the 4-star Batman the Drowned, but that was because I was in the last contract and I had like level 10 God Killer and level 6 God Killer. But yeah, all that being said, let's get into the fights and let's compare them. First of all, we're not really looking to compare the overall damage, because even though I'm using the same team, the same artifacts, and fighting similar enough bosses to the point where they don't really hinder my performance, gameplay is never gonna be as good in two fights. One of them is gonna be better, and I feel like the second fight was so much better than the first fight I did with this team. So what we're gonna really look forward is to see the maxed out dot value of the hazard. And by maxed out dot value of the hazard, I mean after she's at 15 stacks of infection and after we have used the Batman the Drowned super move. That's the sweet spot where we're really looking forward to seeing how much damage she can do and like compare the values. Also, in terms of enemies, I'm fighting Sir Banshee here, and the next one I'm gonna fight Boss Robin, and against Boss Robin I'll have a class advantage, so that does slightly increase my damage, but it's not gonna be a lot of help. I think without that maybe we would have done on the hazard dot like 300 less K damage, and considering the values that we're gonna get, that's really not a high amount. The after super move in this one I'm dealing 5.1 mil damage. That's the value we should hold the starring up accountable to and see how much more that one can do. But yeah, back to this fight, I still haven't used the super move with Battle Laughs. Getting that out of the way here, and he gets out of the way himself over there. So yeah, that's one of the reasons that this fight didn't go too well. Found the Drowned, and I didn't realize it at that point because usually she's the one to die, because she's the one with no gears equipped, like 2 gears only. She's the one to die in situations like this. Very rarely Battle Laughs dies before her. So it kind of never happened, and I didn't even realize at the start, but by only entering final form she's able to revive him. I know that passive was always there, I know I read it myself when the character got released, but it's simply something that I never got to really use. And I was like, oh, Battle Class is alive for some reason, let's go. But yeah, 7.2, I think we can say 7.2 on the dot value. Also, I'm not doing the optimal gameplay with this team right now, though this works as well. I guess the optimal one would be, first of all, not getting hit by Sir Banshee, but second of all, to like stay in final form with Batman Laughs tagged in, because he does do a little bit more damage on basic attack hits, and then tag in Batman the Drowned when it's about to end, so that she can generate that little bit of crisis energy, so I can tag into a third special straight into final form. Now I know that some of you might be like, well, you can get straight into final form with the third special without having a little bit additional. Yeah, that's for higher star rating. My Penclass is only 3 stars, so he's gonna struggle a bit. So yeah, this is kind of the end of this fight, so 7.2 is the value that we have to hold her accountable to. And we did a total of, though this doesn't really matter because I played this so much worse than the next one, 1.1, 0.5 or something. But again, that doesn't matter too much. And now against the class advantage, as I said, for her it shouldn't matter that much. Usually Dots does do a lot better on the class advantage situations, like for the League of Anarchy, but that's because it depends on the damage done on the tap and swipe attacks of the characters. And that gets, in a way, double scaling because of the class advantage. Here, it doesn't depend on that, it depends on the raw attack value, and the raw attack value itself is not affected by the class advantage or disadvantage, so it's only going to be the dots damage directly getting a buff from it, and it's not going to be that high. We can already see an 8.4 mil damage in dots, and we have not used yet the super move, and that's going to tremendously buff it. His super move, tag in Johnster Green Lantern to tank that. Re-engage the combo there. Batwoman the round back in. Combo in chopped again. And Battle Laughs back in. I'm gonna combo and chop his ass a bit. Combo and chopped again. And it's gonna be a 12.3 mil dot value. That's definitely a decent amount, and that's definitely higher than what we've seen previously. I think we're gonna see slightly bigger values at some point. I don't exactly know why, but there's gonna be at some point slightly bigger values. So yeah, it's not really doubled, but it's close to doubled. I would say without the class advantage, it's something like a 40% damage increase that we're getting from 4 stars to 6 stars. Now, it's not, I mean, it is huge, actually. It is a huge damage improvement, but the damage was already huge that we did. And I really like characters like this that are, like, strong enough at lower star ratings, but then also get such a heavy benefit from being higher star rating. I think the only team that kind of works in this way is gonna be the League of Anarchy team, and somewhat the Batman Ninja team, depending on Robin's star rating. But you rarely get to see a team that's works very well at low star rating, and then it's gonna be so much better at a higher star rating. Excuse me for that phone call. I'm gonna get back to that after we're done with this video. But yeah, usually you get something like Deathstroke, who's amazing at 3 stars, but doesn't get much for upping the star rating, or you get something like Manta that's heavily dependent on the star rating and will not do well at lower star ratings, maybe not even work properly with the Taggins. That's why I really like this team. Our third special in there. We're playing this one so much better, getting the transformations right when the crisis energy ends, sitting for the right amount of time with Batman on the ground in combat so that she can generate crisis energy. This is played so much better compared to the previous one. Back in there, generating some crisis energy, Batman left to getting tagged in, straight into a third special. We have the combo for that to give us additional crisis energy, so again into final form. And yeah, that's gonna be about it for the fights. And this is gonna be so much more damage, but it was also slightly better gameplay, to be fair. So in conclusion, for a higher star rating, you do get a lot of damage, but it's not gonna be something like turning from unusable to very good. It's gonna be something like turning from good to very good. So definitely star her up. She's amazing currently, but I can vouch in the future that this is the stage she's gonna stay in. She might get nerfed, she might not. We can only wait and see. But yeah, all that being said, thanks so much for watching. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye!
This is the future.